to North Alabama Game Day, your all-access pass to the pulse of high school sports across North Alabama. Every Thursday at 7 p.m., join Carter, Harrison, Barrett, and Sam as they break down the biggest games, boldest predictions, and behind-the-scenes action. It's time to kick off. Let's get in the game.
Hello and welcome to week 4 of Alabama Game Day. North Alabama Game Day. If it looks a little different, that is because our beloved Barrett was not able to make it tonight.
That's right. Barrett's going on a trip and he can't drive yet. So
2 exams to study for tonight. So we prioritize school before this.
We do.
Most of the time. Anyway, we'll go back to the introductions. I'm Carter.
I'm Harrison Chandler.
I'm Sam.
I'm Ashlin Husainy, otherwise known as Fridge.
Fridge, baby.
That's right. Ashlin Husainy is our guest pick today. He will be going to Grove City College, and that's where he's taking it after high school. We'll be talking about that later on in the podcast if you're good with that. But anyways, let's go ahead and get started on today's show. First game that we're going to be talking about is Red Bay at Tharptown. Sam, do you have any comments on that?
Yeah, it's the battle of the winless, and Tharptown averages 4.3 points a game. Not very good. Earlier I know I said I would never pick Red Bay. Probably never pick Red Bay. I'm picking Red Bay this week.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also going to pick Red Bay this week. It is sad they both haven't won a game, but it is a region game. Somebody's going to get their first region win and their first regular season win, period. It is tonight, right? They play tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so, hopefully we'll figure out the score of that before the end of this, but I'm going to take Red Bay.
I'm also going to take Red Bay. Like Sam said, we did say that we would never pick Red Bay in anything. Well, I think probably never pick them, but I got to say, I think it was either last week or the week before I did end up picking Red Bay.
It was one.
They got beat pretty good.
And they got beat, so I shouldn't have. But anyways, I'm going to go with Red Bay right here. It says that they are 10-0 against Tharptown by a combined score of 562-80 in all the times they played them. So just by that, I'm going to say Red Bay. I don't think Tharptown has much of a chance. But it's going to be an exciting game because both teams haven't won one, and they're going to be pretty excited.
Yeah.
So this is a good game. I don't know if it'll be
Fun to watch.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll be fun to watch, but the end will be fun for either one of the teams.
I'll also take Red Bay. We played Belgreen, lost to them, and Belgreen beat Tharptown pretty handily. So upon that consensus, I'll take Red Bay.
See, that's why I like having a guest pick because we had we've had William Mann, we had Cord last week. We are probably looking to have some more guys from Marcel next week. We'll disclose that later on in the week. But Fridge has played. Not these guys, but guys who played these guys. He's got a better look at it. So, I'm going to be honest. I haven't seen Red Bay play or Tharptown play. I look at the stats, and it doesn't look like they're doing too hot. But, we make our decision based off that. But I just wanted to add that. It's super cool having a guy.
It's nice to have a guy that kind of has some insight. You know what I'm saying? He's been there on the field with them. Anyways, next game that we are going to be talking about is Florence at Grissom, and this starts our Friday night game. So, Red Bay versus Tharptown was the only one that we had on Thursday night. 2 weeks ago, I think we had like 90% of our games on Thursday night because of the, weather that came through. But we're going to be starting with Florence at Grissom. This is the first Friday night game.
All right. So, but I think both teams have won 2 games so far, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the kicker.
Both 2-4.
Grissom, the teams they beat, are a combined 0-11 for their record.
Wow.
While Florence has played some better teams. I'm going to go Florence
Actually,
here.
I'm going to correct you. 0-13, which proves your
even
point
better. Even better. Yeah, I'm going Florence here.
I'm also going to take Florence. Did they win? They lost last week to James Clements.
They did, 28-16.
Okay, yeah, not too hot, but they did have a huge win against Bob Jones just a few weeks ago. So I think they're still carrying that behind them. It's good to say that you beat Bob Jones in anything, and so I think they're still carrying that with them, and that's motivating them a little bit to prove to themselves.
And it was an overtime win.
It was, and Chandler
that's
Dixon,
pretty big.
Guy we talk about a lot, best kicker in the area.
Just got offered by UNA as well.
Royal Lines. Way to go, Chandler. So I am gonna follow off Sam. I am gonna take Florence.
I'm also gonna have to go with Florence on this one. Like what Sam said, they're 0-13. All the opponents that they beat are 0-13, which is pretty rough. Now I haven't looked up those teams exactly, but I figure they're not going to be too hot. I'm I'm gonna have to go with Florence on this one. Florence is coming off. I will say, like what Carter talked about, they did beat Bob Jones, and that's pretty big, beating Bob Jones, especially in an overtime win where Chandler Dixon kicked
Away at Bob Jones.
kicked that field goal to win it. I know that's huge, super exciting. But then the next week, it was actually their homecoming week, which it wasn't intended on being their homecoming week initially because of the weather, but they had to change it to Austin, and they actually got beat 20-0
Really bad.
on
day.
homecoming. And now homecoming is normally like the games you schedule like these, or the days you schedule like these little tiny teams where you can just beat the brakes off of them, but they weren't
Wasn't
able
the
to do
case with
that.
them.
So in that case, they were the little tiny team that got the brakes beat off of them. But I do think that they're just a better team than Grissom. I really do think that, and I think Florence is going to come out with a win.
I like Florence as well. When you've seen a team that hasn't seen the competition you've seen, like Florence went down to Tuscaloosa, played a tough game against Hillcrest, lost by 11. Grissom has not seen or even competed with a team of that caliber.
Yeah.
So I like Florence with their defense.
So we've all agreed on every pick thus far,
We
correct?
sure have.
Let's see when that changes.
All right, guys. Next game is going to be Muscle Shoals at Jasper. Muscle Shoals going down to Jasper. Sam, how are you feeling about
This is a pretty big one. I know both teams have a good record. Both teams had never met and played each other before, and
Never met.
I don't think
Really?
so.
Never.
And
Wow.
I do know Muscle Shoals clinched the playoffs last week. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they're 4-0 in area, so it seems
Yeah,
like
so they've clinched. So I don't know if that might hopefully not lead to some complacency.
Yeah, last week they beat Jasper
word.
56-42.
Yeah, that's right.
that was the vocab word.
Thank you, Miss Barrier. But I'm gonna stick with Muscle Shoals. Hopefully they keep their heads.
I'm also gonna take Muscle Shoals. They had a really big, I wouldn't say really big, a pretty big win against Athens, I believe, last week, and so I think they're gonna follow off of that. And well, they didn't beat Athens as bad as I thought they did, 56-42, but
14 points.
that's still a big game.
Mhm.
Putting up 56 points is not easy by any means. So I think they're gonna follow off of that. I could see how they could, get very complacent after being already clinching playoffs, but I think that they want to clinch. I mean, like home field advantage, and the more wins you get, the better it's going to be for you in playoffs, obviously. So I think that that's going to carry them over. Hope they don't get complacent, but I am going to take Muscle Shoals.
See, I really would like to change it up, but I'm also going to take Muscle Shoals. I don't want
we'll
it to be
get there.
I don't
We'll
want
get
it to
there.
be
This
just a
happens a
sweep
lot,
every
man.
time. It does happen a lot.
Yeah.
And sometimes we think like, man, this is pretty obvious, and then it comes out and shocks us, and
It
we all
does.
get the pick wrong.
Tanner.
Like
Tanner.
Tanner. I
Sheffield.
always remember Tanner and Sheffield.
And I've made some I'm going to just shout myself out just for a second,
All
if
right.
you don't mind. Past 2 or 3 weeks, I've made some pretty bold picks.
Hatton. That was me.
I got Hatton right. And then
Picks.
I got Brooks right against Lauderdale County.
That was a good one. I'll admit that.
I got Brooks over Central.
No.
Deshler.
Deshler
That was good.
over Central.
I
I
don't
had
even want to
Deshler
talk
again.
about that.
So
I was really disappointed in Central. We'll get to that later.
let's just say it's good to be picked by Carter Hupel. Let's just say that. So we'll move on.
But anyways, I'm definitely gonna have to go with Muscle Shoals on this one. Muscle Shoals, this is their 16th. It says it's their 16th straight like time being in the playoffs. So this is kind of normal for them, at least for the past 16 years. But they have been doing pretty good. They're only 5-1, and Jasper was off last week, but the week prior to that, they beat Dora 42-14, which is a pretty big win. Now I'm not really familiar with Dora. I don't
Not
really
to
know.
be confused with the Explorer.
Not to be confused with like Diego and all that kind
Dora.
of stuff, but like Swiper. Anyways, but they beat them 42-14. Not very familiar with Dora. I don't know how good they actually are, but I don't think that Jasper has it in them. Looking kind of at their stats and their record, Muscle Shoals has been pretty hot, and I think they're going to continue to perform. The only loss that they've had was the very beginning of the year was against Gadsden City, and that was 33-28, which was a very close game, 5-point game. But they did lose that one. After that, they beat Florence, Columbia, Decatur, Coleman, and then now Athens last week. I do think they're going to carry on that winning streak to tomorrow night.
And I mean, their offense just looks close to unstoppable. I mean, 56 points against Athens is ridiculous. They've got Notorian Hampton, I hope I'm saying that right. 96 carries, 769 yards, and 12 touchdowns, averaging 8 yards per carry. I mean, hard to stop somebody of that caliber. And then they've got Jarquez Green towards the top of the receiving category with 8 touchdowns and 51 yards. And then their quarterback, Cade Clements, is up there towards the top, only thrown 1 interception to 11 touchdowns.
Four touchdowns last week.
4 touchdowns last
Four
week?
touchdowns last
Good
week.
grief. I mean, and I heard from a former Muscle Shoals coach today that it seems like Muscle Shoals just plays a whole lot of offense and doesn't play a lot of defense.
Who are you
So-
talking to?
Coach,
Coach
Coach,
Gill.
Oh, okay.
shout
And
out
so-
to Coach.
Shout out to
Kilpatrick.
Coach Gill. He's the best. So I'm gonna stick with Muscle Shoals, but I think it's gonna be a heavy offensive game. Heavy offensive game.
I'm also gonna take Muscle Shoals. Can't say the sweep, but yeah, if Cade keeps playing the way he has been, and I think the game's gonna be won on the line. I remember back when I was at Marshall, Jasper always had a tough defensive line. So if that offensive line can hold Jasper away from the quarterback, they should get the
We
win.
played them freshman year, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, they beat the dog out of
That
us.
was a rough night.
That was awful. Dude. Moving on.
All right, next game we will be talking about is I want to go ahead and say this. We picked Deshler and Brooks for the game for game of the week. We posted that on our Instagram story. I don't know if y'all were able to see that or not, but for those that weren't, Deshler and Brooks is our game of the week, so we will be talking about that last. But anyways, moving on to East Lawrence at Central. Sam?
Okay. East Lawrence is 2-4. You know, Central lost that. You know, stunner.
Man,
Deshler
I've
last
been
week.
rooting for the Wildcats, man. Like, and I still am. I think they've had a very good year, but that really tore me up. Not gonna lie to
What
you.
game are we talking about?
When Central lost to Deshler
Oh,
last week,
I called it. I'm telling you.
You know,
Price Thornton showed how good of a quarterback he can be against that team.
I mean it was a close game though. I mean 14-21 when you think about that. I mean it's not like a blowout or anything.
No, it's not.
I mean, it sounds like the running backs are pretty contained. You know, that
Mhm.
big duo from. But I will say, you know, this week is going to be a bounce back week. They definitely probably had a tough week of practice. Coaches were probably on them. I think they come out really big this week and
I think
dominate.
they're looking for revenge.
Oh yeah, of course.
I think I was I think I know me and Sam talked about this a lot last week, but I think I was right on when saying that Central had gotten a little complacent or had gotten a big head. You know, they had a big article in the paper about them. I mean, they I'm sure they've probably already clinched playoffs at this point.
Mhm.
And I mean 5-1 is just a huge record. I think they were looking to go undefeated for as long as they can, and Deshler came out there and shocked them at home, which is we've talked about Deshler as a hard place to play. It's a great environment down there. So I do have Central winning again. You know, East Lawrence hasn't looked the best, especially in their area with 1-3 and Central 3-1 in their area. So I mean, this is a really good area. I mean, you've got Central and then Deshler and then Brooks. They're all gonna be battling it out for the top spot. So I am gonna take Central, but I think that I think it's gonna be a big win, but I'm just worried about Central's future with the way that Deshler and Brooks have been playing.
I hate to do this, but I'm also picking Central. I wish I
Fine.
could go like second or something to where it would seem like, there's still a lot of hope left, but it's really just me and Ashlin here left. But I'm going to have to go with Central. Like they said, Central choked last week, man, and I've been rooting for them. But I think they're kind of coming back for revenge. I think they're really wanting, obviously, to win this game. That loss last week knocked them out of the top 10 and the 4A top 10 and the ranks of the unbeaten so far. So that's already a huge loss. You know what I'm saying? So that really affected them in a lot of ways that I didn't really know previously to this.
Yeah.
But anyways, East Lawrence is coming off of a 69-6 loss to West Morgan.
Ooh.
69-6. I mean, that is horrendous. I'm shocked if any fans were left after that game. By the fourth quarter.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't
Now,
be. I can tell you that right now.
West Morgan's a pretty good team.
Oh yeah.
They're actually really
One of
good.
the
No.
best offenses in the state.
I agree, but
They've just got to be down in the dumps, man. You know what I'm saying? They just got beat like a dog. Got the dog beat out of them. Beat like a dog.
If you don't beat your dog.
Got beat like a guys. This is an animal friendly show. We don't beat our
We don't beat
dogs,
our dog.
but some teams do get the dog beat out of them. But anyways, East Lawrence is coming off of a 69-6 loss to West Morgan. Now, whether West Morgan is, good or super good, they're still probably hurting from that. And I don't think East Lawrence has got it in them. They're 2-4. Central's 5-1. We all know that Central lost to Deshler last week. I'm gonna have to go with Central. I think Central's gonna bounce back and look pretty good tomorrow night.
I'm going to go with Central as well, and I think the that the loss to Deshler was the punch in the mouth they needed that might spur them on to a second or third round playoff look. And if they can keep steamrolling teams the way they have been, if they can beat Elkmont the way that West Morgan beat Elkmont this week, I don't think there's much stopping them until rounds 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What's next? Who's next?
All right, so the next game that we're going to be talking about is Wilson at West Limestone. Now, I don't think we have a lot to talk about on this one. I'm just going to go ahead and say that. Sam, go ahead and take it away.
Yeah, Wilson's coming off a bye this week, and then West Limestone lost to Hatton, who's been decent. I think it was kind of a close game,
28-21.
Mhm.
That's pretty good.
That ain't
And,
bad at
all. That is a close game.
Hatton's beat Westminster, and I forgot who they played last week. But
Sure. But Hatton's had a good year.
they had a pretty good year, and so I mean, I think Wilson's not going to get the first one of the season this game. So got to go West Limestone.
I'm also going to take West Limestone, and I hate to say it because
Man, I hate
I
this.
want Wilson to get their first win. I do, and
They
you
need
know,
it. They need something.
they need something.
I'm sure their players are about ready to quit.
I really hope that after this week off, they have figured something big out, and that they're going to be able to, look like the best team that we've ever seen. I just don't see it happening. So I am going to have to go ahead and say, sorry, Wilson. I got West Limestone, and I think it's going to be a sweep again.
I'm gonna go ahead and say, sorry, viewers, for another pick all the same, and I'm shocked. I'd be shocked if he picked Wilson.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm gonna also have to go with the West Limestone. West Limestone doesn't really have a good record either. They actually are having a losing season. They're 3-4 right now. West Limestone did beat Wilson last year, 27-6, which is not that surprising either. That doesn't really tell us a whole lot, though. You would think teams change over the years. Well, it seems like Wilson hasn't really changed a whole lot. I'm gonna go ahead and say that. Wilson is 0-6. They're hurting right now, and I do think they're going to be, they're ready for a win, like any team would be. They're ready for a win at this point. I just don't think they have the ability to win this game. I'm gonna have to go with West Limestone.
Yeah, my pick is definitely West Limestone as well. Wins win games. So
And Wilson seems to not be able to
win games.
Man, Wilson, we're rooting for you, but
We are rooting for you, but
something's
I
got
don't
to
think you have
change.
this one in the bag this week, at least.
Yeah.
Anyways, next game we're going to be talking about is Clements at Colbert County.
Both of these teams don't have a great record. Especially Colbert County, even though who we thought
We've hyped them up.
I know you've heard this, but we were surprised by how physical
Yeah,
they were.
we have
They-
said this about every week, but I
Yeah.
think it's good to bring up.
Yeah, and now I will say Colbert County drilled Colbert Heights last week. They got them pretty good, and that's one we've been waiting for.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Clements is not great, but I think Colbert County's going to keep it going this
Yeah,
week.
they won.
Kind of build off playing some of these tougher teams earlier in the season. Kind of use that to go forward.
Yeah, they beat Colbert Heights last week, 49-14, which is a pretty
Colbert
good.
Colbert Heights has a great record.
Mhm.
They haven't played anybody.
I'm also going to take Culver County. Yeah, we have hyped them up really big because the people at our school that played against them said that they shocked them. They came out and they were ready to play, and that may have just been the hype around playing Mars Hill. I don't know, but 2-5 I think is not the Culver County that we have seen play. They took a big loss to Rogers, who I had them beating Rogers
Me too.
weeks ago.
Me too.
Found out their running back was injured. So, I don't know. Their record could look a lot different, but it doesn't. Wins win games, as Ashlin said, and they've only won twice. So, I am going to take Colbert County. Clements is headed towards their 13th losing season in 15 years. So, Clements has kind of been down in the dumps for over a decade now. But, and I just don't see anything changing. I am going to take Colbert County.
I do think something's going to change right here, guys. I'm rooting for Clements, and I'm taking Clements. They're 1-6. Colbert County is 2-5. Colbert County, guys, we're acting like they've got a good record. They don't. They've only won 2 games. They lost 5. I know Colbert County looked good against us, but maybe we were just preparing for a trashy team.
You're right.
You see what I'm saying? So I do think, like he said, this is going to be about to be their 13th losing season that they've had. They're used to it at this point. They're used to losing. And not saying that they're going to recover that losing season, because they're not going to. But I do think that Clements is ready for another win. I mean, let's see. Okay, the only win that they've had was over Tanner, and it was 27-0. That was early in the season, probably about the time that Tanner had only scored 7 points. No. Yeah, that was during the period that Tanner had only scored 7 points on the year. Tanner's first 4 games that they'd played, they'd only scored 7 points. And
Then they came out and destroyed
Yeah, just-
Belgreen, I think.
I think they got mad that we said something about them.
Did they really?
No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
But I mean,
So-
that big of a turnaround.
I didn't think we had any viewers from
they might
Tanner,
have
but
say
anyways.
something bad about us.
Maybe so, but I'm gonna go with Clements here. Now I know it's very risky, but I'm picking Clements. I'm going for the
Sometimes
underdog.
risk
Right here.
is. We've been reading in English class that you're supposed to take risks.
You're exactly right.
God, I was barrier again.
You're exactly right. Now that like Colbert County did beat the dog, not beat their dog, but got the dog beat out of them.
Killed their dogs.
Yes, no. Colbert County beat Clements 55-13 last year, which is not a close game at all. But guys, I'm picking Clements, and if I get it wrong, I get it wrong. But I'm rooting for Clements right here. I'm ready to
get
see
it
their
wrong.
second. Hey, don't be too confident now.
All right, well, let's see
I'm
what
ready to see their
let's see
second.
what the pro has.
I'm gonna take Colbert County. Just coming off of what
I like it.
all my friends at Marcelo said, the most physical team they've seen this year. So yeah, I'm gonna take the physicality with Colbert County.
Colbert.
All right, guys. Well, another Colbert game. Colbert
Colbert.
Heights at Rogers.
Rogers.
So both of these teams really got their feelings hurt last week. Colbert Heights got beat, got beat by Colbert County very good, and then
49
Rogers,
14.
good grief, Rogers got killed. We were at that game.
We spanked Rogers.
42-7.
Rogers had a big head. They made some big post on Instagram. We whooped their tail. What happens?
Yeah,
Don't mess with the Panthers.
So both these teams are both these teams are looking for a get back, and I think Rogers is going to get it. Colbert Heights they don't really have any wins that are very impressive to me. Rogers beat, I forget who was it,
Colbert County.
Colbert County, which surprised me. So I think if we that component there, I think Rogers is going to win.
I'm also going to take Rogers, despite us. Harrison said, and I completely agree with him. Normally, when you schedule your homecoming game, you schedule an easy game, and that's absolutely what we did with Rogers.
That's what we did.
We knew we'd beat them, and we did, and we beat them pretty handily on our homecoming. I was dressed up in a suit, didn't get to see much of the game, but I know I looked.
Same.
Hey, me and Sam looked super fly out there, and then I look up at the scoreboard, and all of a sudden it's 42-7. So go Panthers on that one. But feeding off that, Rogers is going to be really upset. It's kind of a shot for somebody to call you and be like, hey, we've got our homecoming game against you. We know we're going to win.
Mm-hmm.
Get over it. Hang up. So I think Rogers is still pretty ticked off about that. I'm saying a lot of bad things against Rogers. Still praying for the Hardnett family. Hope Christian's doing a whole lot better. Haven't heard too much about that. But
He is doing better from that.
I know he was at the game Friday, so good to see him there. But I am going to take Rogers. I think that Colbert Heights has their stats have misled me very much. We talked big on them. I believe week 1 in here, and talked really big on them. Then they got the dog beat out of them by Tanner. So I am going to take Rogers. Big win by Rogers. Tyser Wood showed that he's a good quarterback. He showed us that last week, and so I got Tyser having a really big game against the Colbert Heights defense.
I'm gonna also have to go with Rogers. Hate to do it, but I am. Colbert County is on a 3-game losing streak. Rogers.
Heights.
Colbert Heights, sorry. Colbert Heights is on a 3-game, 2 Colberts, Colbert Heights is on a 3-game losing streak. Rogers is on a 3-game winning streak. Marcel snapped that last week with a 42-7 win. And these two teams haven't played each other since 2003.
Oh, wow.
And it was also in October. And the score was 42-0. Rogers beat the mess out of them. So, based on past history, it's hard to, say that because it was 21 years ago. But I do think Rogers is going to win. I don't think Colbert Heights has really got the
Firepower.
I was not thinking firepower. I was just thinking ability, but firepower works. I mean,
What he means to say is Rogers is
cool.
going to kill their dogs and win this game. Is that what you're going to say?
No, I wasn't going to say that. But yes. Anyways, I do think Rogers is going to win this game. I think they're probably pretty ticked about talking a lot of trash last week and getting the mess beat out of them. I think Rogers is going to come out with a big win tomorrow night. Colbert County still got some work to do, and I think they're Colbert Heights. Sam's trying to correct me over here.
Easy mistake, common mistake.
But anyways, Colbert Heights probably down in the dumps on a 3-game losing streak, and all these games, they lost 47-27, 21-0, and 49-14. So none of those games are very close. So they're probably down in the dumps right now. I think Colbert or Rogers is looking for that kind of get back, from last week. Anyways, I'm taking Rogers.
I'm going to take Rogers as well. Any team who plays Morris Hill, I think gets better after 4 quarters against them, and I don't think Colbert Heights can keep up with the Pirates this week.
Mhm.
So I got them killing the Cats.
Killing the cats.
Wow.
Talk a lot about killing dogs. So
Eat the dogs, eat the cats, all that kind of stuff. All right.
Amen.
Next one that we're going to be talking about is Lauderdale County at Sheffield. Sam?
Before we start, I would just like to give an update here on the Yankees game. 1-0 in Kansas City. Go Yanks. All right.
Sam, I'd like to give a
told you
update
to do
that
that?
nobody asked about that at all.
Hey, who told you to do that?
Don't worry about it. All right. Lauderdale County at Sheffield. Sheffield is seeking their first 4-game win streak.
Whoa,
Wait,
is that right?
am I reading that right?
Wait, what did you say again? I'm sorry. I
Sheffield
wasn't here.
seeking its first 4-game winning streak.
I don't think is that right?
Yes.
That's what it says.
Okay.
You're exactly right.
Okay, Sheffield.
Absolutely shocked. I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Sheffield turned it around after.
And the last time that they won that was in 2016. They actually won 7 games. So that's new to them. Winning is not common over it.
So, this is some great news for Sheffield, but the only bad news is they're playing Lauderdale County.
Mom, I'm not being a jerk. She's mad because she went to Rogers. So
Ooh.
no way.
Rogers is
I didn't know she went to Rogers.
yeah, she
That's
was
crazy.
a pirate.
Wow.
All right. Anyway,
Yeah, like I was saying, good news for Sheffield. They can.
Whoa.
That's going on Instagram.
Oh, great.
somebody clip that.
They're getting up there and
Please clip
win.
that, Caleb.
Bad news is they're playing Lauderdale County. They're gonna get handled. So, next.
Lauderdale.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but Lauderdale County was undefeated.
Waterfall.
He's sick.
Waterfall.
Lauderdale County was undefeated until we played them. Am I correct in saying that?
Yes.
You can check that, right?
Yes. No. They lost to Central.
Oh,
They lost to Central.
Okay.
Early in the
so-
season, 35-34. That was super close. Go Pirates. I meant don't
Don't be a jerk to Sam. Oh, I'm
do
not a
be-
jerk to Sam. Sam.
Thank you.
No, she said I meant do be a jerk to Sam.
Oh.
She definitely meant to say don't be a jerk.
Sam, I hate you.
Sam, we hate Sam. Anyway, they've lost to Central, really good team. Lost to us, really good team. Lost to Brooks, 2 weeks ago.
31-6.
And
Brooks
Brooks proved
beat
that
the dog out of
Brooks
them.
proved in the past 2 weeks that
Not the
Brooks has
dogs.
become a very, very good team. She meant don't. Okay, that's enough commenting. Thank you, Mom. I am gonna take.
Hey, we
Uh-oh,
appreciate
you're
the
gonna be in
comments,
trouble.
Miss
She's
Leah.
not gonna be in.
We appreciate the comments.
loves
We don't
you.
get many,
We have-
so it's nice.
4 comments right now, and 3. They're all my family. Oh boy. Okay. Really? All right. Comment again, Mom. Okay, we've got
Send them in.
I've got Lauderdale County winning this game. I don't think their record truly shows the team that they are. They have a hard schedule. I mean,
No, looking at Lauderdale County's record, they're 4-3. I would have never guessed. Well, I mean,
Uh-uh.
obviously I would. I'm keeping up with them throughout the weeks,
Yeah.
but that
You
does
would never
shock
think
me. Considering
we watched them.
we
play,
watched them play,
and they're pretty
they're not a
clean.
4-3 kind of team.
Well,
so.
well coached team. Honestly fun. I enjoyed watching Lauderdale County play, but I am gonna take Lauderdale County. Sheffield, really turned it around. 3 wins in a row after starting one of the most poor starts I've ever seen. One of the most poor games I've ever seen at home for us at home against Sheffield. It was just
Sheffield lost 3 in a row, just
honestly-
42-22, 30-0, 62-0.
It was honestly just sad to see. And then I'm glad that
Pretty
they've
bad.
turned it around, got 3 in a row. But sorry, Sheffield, you're gonna get another loss this week. Lauderdale County's got it.
I really don't have much to say on this one. Lauderdale County's winning. The only teams that Sheffield has beat is Colbert Heights, Waterloo, and Elkmont. None of them are just fantastic teams. Lauderdale County's winning this game.
That Colbert Height.
Colbert Heights team,
That
but
surprised me.
yeah, it shocked me. I didn't pick Sheffield to win.
knows?
Good grief, especially
Who
after
knows?
62-0. But anyways, don't have a lot to say. Lauderdale County's winning this game.
I'm going to take Lauderdale County big. They're going to take the wind out of Sheffield's sails, and I don't think you guys are going to talk about them that much after today.
We need to start using that.
Take the win out of the
Yeah, you should use that when you talk about Rogers.
I like that. Take the
They
wind
killed
out of
it
the
all.
sails. That's cool.
And we took the win out of their sails.
That's cool. Took the win.
I
Okay.
feel like we say the same things over and over
Yeah,
again.
I feel like we do.
Like what? Like we need to
Like,
figure
you
that
said
out.
the word dog probably 40 times.
Yeah. Okay. Let's
Exactly
stop. We're
what
not gonna
Sorry.
say dog one more
Rolf
time.
said the word dog.
Shut up, Yankees fan. Look what he's watching.
Stop,
The
stop.
Yankees game.
I didn't even know
Go
he was a
Yankees.
Yankees fan.
Give me that.
Anyways, next game that we're going to be talking about is Hackleburg at Phillips.
What a game!
Now,
Hackleburg
before-
6-0.
Yes.
What?
before we go ahead and start talking about this, Ashlin has played
Not too
Phillips.
shocking.
before,
Yeah, I'm
so he'll have some good insight.
I'll actually start off. I'll take Hackleburg. Played a Phillips team that played probably more physically than we saw on film, and watched them on film today actually against Cherokee, and I like the physicality they've been bringing, but I don't think they can stop the Hackleburg passing game.
I'm gonna apologize to Hackleburg fans. I was not familiar with your game. 6-0 is very impressive.
Mhm.
Very impressive. You know, they had them at number
Well,
three.
but I do want to say this: they've played Lynn, which I don't know anything about Lynn,
Jeremy Lin.
but they played Lynn, Meek, Waterloo, Addison, Phil Campbell, and Vina.
Let's just say
They're not playing anybody.
they're not playing anybody, but so therefore, whoever's making the Times Daily Power Rankings, them at 3 is just absolutely outrageous.
That's
like,
crazy. I mean,
they've got
really.
teams like Florence. They got Florence at 12, and then Hackleburg at 3. Florence's JV would probably be at Hackleburg,
Hey,
but
maybe we need to start our own power rankings. You know.
Let's make our own
That's
newspaper.
intriguing.
too much work. Power Rankings. I'm all for that.
We can do power rankings.
We'll get that done.
That'd be smart, like a poll, and then
Yeah.
after everybody votes, go ahead and put it on there. I like
After
it.
that.
Anyways, go ahead.
Anyway, I am gonna. Sorry, we're kind of skipping around, but I kind of liked it. Hackleburg 6-0, Phillips 1-5. It's not much to say. Hackleburg.
Yeah, even though Hackleburg's played a bunch of nobodies, I think I'm going to pick Hackleburg. Like Ashlin said, I haven't watched Phillips, but I've heard that they are a pretty physical team, and I haven't played against them. But anyways, I do think Hackleburg's going to win. I hate to do that just because out of the teams they've played, but it's kind of hard to tell, when they haven't played anybody decent in those 6 games that they've won. I really don't know what their potential could be. They could be a great team, but they're just playing trash teams all the time. And they're just beating the mess out of them. I don't know.
Potential.
But anyways, just from their record and what they've shown me, I've got to pick Hackleburg. There's no way I can't. Anyways, Hackleburg.
Go ahead, Sam.
That's it, man.
Zaxby's break.
Yeah, I'm thirsty. Sponsored by Zaxby's. Not really.
Not true. I wish. Hey, sponsor us, please. That'd be great. Hey, you want to tag Zaxby's?
Can you do that?
They're definitely watching. Yeah.
Zaxby's general managers. Okay. Anyway, Sam.
So yeah, not much is known about Hackleburg, but I would put them on upset alert this week. But I will say driving past Hackleburg Sunday afternoon,
I don't know where
Were
you
you
going.
lost?
it would.
Oh,
We drove by Hackleburg.
Yeah, you were probably not paying attention, but
we did. That's true. I didn't even think-
Hackleburg's a nice
short.
I was like,
Stint.
where did we go to? Where did
Yeah.
we go Sunday? Sorry.
Yeah, we went to Hackleburg.
Okay.
It's a nice little
Proceed.
town. So
Sassy boy.
I'm gonna go Hackleburg.
You're so sassy, Sam. Hackleburg it is.
Like a gas station.
Yeah, I think.
They
I
have
think,
a Wrangler plant too.
I think
Oh.
Hackleburg is going to take the.
Yeah,
I think Hackleburg is going to take the wind out of Phillips' sails.
nice.
Anyway,
New saying on the way.
It's a
Thank you,
good.
Fridge.
Is that a metaphor?
I don't,
Yes.
I don't know.
It's a metaphor.
pretty
Good
sure.
I need Miss
metaphor.
Barrier here. Metaphor, simile. I don't know.
It's not a simile. I know it's
No
not
like
a
or
I don't know.
simile. Like her ass. That's how I know.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Anyway.
Okay. Anyways, next game that we're going to be talking about is the Waterloo at Vina game.
I
What are
told you
the-
about my opinions on Vina. I hate them. They ruined my Kobe's one year. Remember the money game?
Oh no, I didn't remember that.
They ruined my Kobe's. So, boo Vina, go Water. Well, I'm going to go. Vina was gonna have a winless season last year until they played Waterloo, 42-32 win over Waterloo last year to avoid a completely winless season. And now Vina has kind of turned it around on them. They're 4-2 and Waterloo's 1-5. So I think Vina's still like, you know what, we're still better than you, and you can't do anything about it. So Vina is gonna beat the dog out of Waterloo this week. Oh, I said dog
You
again.
can't say dog, and then I thought you said you hated Vina.
I do, but I mean, the stats don't lie, man.
Okay. All right.
Battle of the Bombs. Bo, that's crazy, but I completely agree. Vina's 4-2 though, I'm gonna take Vina.
Me? Okay. It's not much to say, you know. Waterloo, not great record. Vina's better record, so I'm gonna go Vina.
I don't have a lot to say either. I'm picking Vina on this. I really don't know just a whole lot about either team. I know that Waterloo has a pretty horrendous record, and so does Vina. Well, not horrendous, actually.
Oh.
They have a winning season. But I'm going to say Vina.
Pretty much all know about these two teams. Waterloo wears green, Vina wears red, and I may be wrong about Vina.
And I was about to say, I don't even know about Vina.
I just know Waterloo.
But no, Vina is like the Red Devils.
the
or
Red
something,
Devils.
right? Okay. All right. That makes sense. Because now that I can recall it, I went to Vina a long time ago. This might have been when you were ball boy, like you were talking about with your Kobe's and all that kind of stuff. I remember we wanted to go get some food somewhere, and we could not find anything because we could only go to one gas station.
Yeah,
We found a gas station. We tried to go to their concession stand. Their concession stand was horrendous. So Vina, up your
Hey,
concession
you don't
stand.
know. That's years
That was
ago.
Years ago, it was bad. Now it might be
I'm
just
sure it's
wonderful
I'm
now.
sure it's
I once
upgraded.
went to a concession stand with chicken and dumplings.
Where
I don't remember.
I once
Dude,
went to a concession stand with
Collinwood's
gumbo
concession
or
stand game
jambalaya.
is unreal.
was that in Louisiana?
Really?
Yes. Collinwood's is unreal.
Really? Where
I'm
that?
They had like smoked bologna sandwiches. Like
Oh my
it was crazy.
That one in Gunnersville was crazy too.
Gunners on it.
The basketball camp, and you could get popsicles. There was all kind of stuff.
There was popsicles or not.
Powerade popsicles. They had frozen. They had all kind of stuff.
Popsicles isn't that.
You know what? I've had a double after eating those.
This
popsicles,
summer?
apparently.
Anyways, that's enough on the concession stand. I'm picking Vina. Vina's winning the game. Waterloo. The really only time I'll wait. I'll wait.
Proceed. We'll talk about this later because I don't know what you're talking about.
We went there.
I'm picking Vina. The only time you really hear about Waterloo is when people go camping or go riding their dirt bike out there. I'm going Vina.
Dirt bike.
Yeah, have you ever heard of Longshore Cycle Center? Carson Longshore, Zach Longshore, Tom Longshore.
I've heard of them.
I've heard
I
of
have
them, but
too. And they do an annual race out there to raise money.
Therefore, you don't know what you're talking about.
Anyways, on to Ashlin.
I just gotta say the enemy of my enemy is my friend, and so I'm definitely taking.
Dude, where are you getting
Hold on,
all
hold on.
these
Okay,
things
you're gonna have to
from?
walk me through.
we're
that.
gonna have a board that's Ashland's quotes, and we're gonna have
Those
like a
quotes.
10 of them.
The enemy,
Enemy,
of
my enemy is my friend.
Okay,
So
no, I
that
get
kind
it.
of makes
Yeah.
sense.
I get it.
That's actually
slow.
really cool.
Yeah, I don't care if the Marshall band's lining up against Waterloo. I'm taking anybody but Waterloo.
I would like to say I just got a text from William Mann, who was on the basketball team and was on the podcast. He remembers the Gunnersville concession stand,
Goodness, is he
and it
watching
was
or did he
really
text
good.
you?
He's watching.
He's watching.
Hey, thanks for watching, QB1.
Thank
Love
you,
brother.
QB1. We
You
appreciate
don't have to
that.
explain that.
I wonder if Edward's watching.
Coach Vic,
What's up, Coach?
how's it
Vic?
going,
Hey,
Coach?
we're about to talk about you. Good
Love
things.
it. I love
Good
that,
things.
dude.
Wait, not yet.
We're close. We're
I
close.
said we're
I was about to
close. I
say,
said
I'm
we're
listening.
about.
My list is
We're not going to.
jacked up. Hatton, Russellville, correct? Is that where we're on?
Let me check.
Yes.
Yes, Hatton at Russellville.
Donnie
All right.
start.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's back off, Sam.
You know, Hatton's played very well the last couple weeks. Upset Westminster, like we talked about, but you know, Russellville lost that big one. Who
This
they
is,
played? Was it?
Russellville
They lost by 1 point.
Fairview.
58-59.
50 to 49, and that went into
54.
3 overtimes.
That was I had
3
yeah.
overtimes. Yeah, that's insane.
49.
I had Russellville there. That's a big tough loss. So, you know, I think Russellville bounces back this week. Pretty big win. You know, I don't even I gotta talk about Cam Finney, like always. A stud. Next.
Now, you got to be careful. There's some people at our school that are like, man, you're really talking good about Cam Finney. We don't care. He's
They're
good.
jealous.
So, anyways, I'm sorry. I was not.
Cam Finney is a rock toter.
He
totes the rock.
I don't think I've heard the word tote in like forever.
Dude, I thought it said toast. I was like,
I was thinking it said toad,
I'm thinking
like
Pop-Tart.
toad, like a ribbit. Anyways, so what'd you pick?
Wouldn't that be Toad with a D?
That's what I said, toad. I thought it said toader.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Anyways,
Russellville, easy.
Also Russellville, but I mean, honestly, I don't. I did it a lot. Have you noticed I did it a lot?
no, I have not noticed.
Honestly, I don't understand how teams have not realized because it worked for us. All you have to do is the second that ball is snapped, you send everybody on your team to Camp Finney.
But we had Corden last week who said they have a very good offensive
Yeah.
line.
They're huge
Okay,
offense.
you're right. You know, I missed that. O-line is good, but
You're exactly right, though. You do have to stop him.
It's one guy.
Stop him,
It
and
is-
then you're done.
It is one guy. So you stop that guy, and you more than likely could be good. And I don't know, Hatton's got some big old boys down there. They make you stop the guy. But I just don't see it happening. I am going to take Russellville closer than we're talking about.
No, not
It's
close.
closer than we think. It will be. It will be. And you will be wrong. And you will.
How close do you think it's going to be? 14 points?
Yeah.
It's going to be more than that. I'd say 21 plus. Heck,
He just kind of set him up for failure right there. You know?
Spread.
28 Russellville.
Hey, before we go ahead and move on, I want to give a
Well.
shout out to Ava Man. Ava Man told me she was watching, but Edward is not, unfortunately. Ava, I don't know if you're going to comment or not, but make sure
Edward
Edward.
has soccer right now.
I forgot. He has it on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Anyways, Ava, we appreciate you watching. Anyway, so this is a non-region game, and I'm going to go with y'all. I think Russell's going to win, but I'm going to have to go with Sam. I think they're going to win big. Hatton, they lost to Westminster, correct? Or did what? They
No,
beat
they beat him.
Westminster.
Remember they beat
no,
him.
not West. Oh, yeah, Westminster. They beat
Yeah,
them.
wait, they
But
they-
good, too. Is 2 touchdowns.
Let me check. I don't know why I haven't
'Cause
checked.
we talked about
42 to 25.
That was my upset of the week.
Yeah, okay, because I remember us talking about this, how shocked we were. That was what, 2 weeks
We
ago?
picked it, so we weren't
did.
super
It was
shocked.
2 weeks ago. So, anyways, I'm gonna have to go with Russellville. Cam Finney is gonna carry that team again.
he's gonna tote that rock.
He's gonna rock that tote.
Oh, we have another comment from Bo
Who's better in y'all's opinion, Alvin Harrison or Cam Finney?
Henderson.
Henderson, excuse
Have
me.
to.
Alvin Henderson.
I'm gonna be honest with you, brother. I have no
I
idea.
don't know. I don't know.
I know who
Wait,
Cam Finney
okay.
is.
Should
not
Bo
Alvin
be
Henderson.
on the podcast? Because it sounds like he knows
I
a
would love to
lot.
get
That
Bo
might be
on
our
the
next
podcast.
guest.
Yeah, Bo. For real, actually. That's actually.
Alvin Henderson. Elbow running back. Okay.
He's a
Oh,
what?
The running back at Elbow.
He is legit. I've seen like a post or two on Twitter about him. He's legit.
Commitment status.
Can you check-
He's committed to Auburn.
Yeesh.
I'm gonna have to go with Alvin Henderson on that one.
Let's get Alvin Henderson on here. I don't even
Yeah.
know the guy, but I'd love to have
Yeah,
him
Bo,
on.
if you have any connections, let us know to Alvin Henderson. Anyways, I'm gonna have to go with Russellville. I think it's gonna be not a close game. Cam Finney is going to tote.
That rock.
Oh, thank you. We
Thank
appreciate
you,
it.
sir.
That's
Thank
Cord's
you.
grandfather, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay. Now I see it.
Yeah, we
Thank you so
appreciate you
much.
watching. But anyways, Russellville, I think is gonna win big. I think Cam Finney is going to carry that game. And like Cord said, he was going up against their offensive line. They're good. They're big. And as much as everybody knows, watching film on Russellville, stop whatever number Cam Finney is.
I
But
don't remember either.
I
It might be 0.
can't think of it. But anyways, you got to stop that guy to win the game, and I think it's hard to win that game. Or to stop that and to stop their offensive line. I think Russell's going to win big. Hatton has had a pretty good year for Hatton, I'd say. The only losses they've taken is against Brooks, a pretty good Brooks team, and West Morgan, who's I've also heard is a very good and physical team as well. But I do think Russell's going to win. Cam Finney right now has 1,614 yards and 19 rushing touchdowns.
6 games.
That's actually like ridiculous, dude.
He
Actually,
is
decent numbers.
he has 4,003 career yards and 59 career touchdowns. So anyways, moving on, I'm picking Russellville.
Actually,
and
before you move
I
on,
think it'll be a big win.
I did a quick search of this Alvin
Henderson?
Henderson guy. Back a few weeks ago in September, his team played, honestly, I don't even know, and it does not matter because he put up a stat line of 40 carries,
In
435 yards, and
Good.
10 touchdowns in one single game.
10? You said
Mhm.
10?
10 touchdowns. He broke the
there-
single game rushing touchdown, and guess what? They lost.
Oh, I heard
They
about
lost.
him. I heard
Hey,
about
I don't
him.
know, 80 to 70. They lost.
I heard about him.
golly.
He is committed to Auburn. He has
435 yards.
10 touchdowns.
As of September 18th, he was number 1 in the nation in rushing yards.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Alvin Henderson here.
Yeah,
Alvin, I was
I
unfamiliar
think
with his
Cam
name,
is
bro.
number
Like, that's
2 or
actually wild.
3. Also.
Cam has got to be top
I
3.
think
Cam was
three.
as
think
of
it's 3.
September 18th, he was number 6.
Oh, that's late.
Okay, you go ahead and tell your point, and I'll do some more research on
Yeah.
it.
Tell
Yeah.
your point.
There's a lot of talk about Cam Finney. I gotta go with Harrison on this. You can't just stop Cam Finney. You gotta stop the offensive line at Russellville, and I don't think Hatton can do that for 4 quarters. So I got Russellville.
I think that's a very good take. All right, next game that we're going to be talking about is so I'm gonna we're gonna save Brooks and Deshler last.
Yeah, that's last.
That's game of the week. If you're just now tuning in, we picked that as game of the week. We're gonna go to Marcel Elkmont.
I don't have any notes written down because I don't need notes.
Oh wow, Sam doesn't need notes.
You know,
Cool guy.
watching last week, William Mann, Henderson's not. Oh, Finney's still 6. Oh,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Alvin is number 1, just
That
over
is crazy. that
just
Finney's
over
at
2,000 yards.
geez.
He is almost 300 yards over the next guy.
Oh my gosh.
And then Cam is down there at
He's at 1,600.
which is not bad. I mean,
No.
at all. Good. It's actually anyway. Oh, Dora. Okay, we talked about Dora, right?
Yeah, Dora.
Dora's running back is at number 16. 1,400 yards on the year. It's all I know about Dora is that the running back's a dog.
So I guess
Jaden Griffin.
14 and up.
7.
Ranked 14 and up has got to be pretty close in number. If he's got 1,400,
top 2.7.
Finney is 6 and he's got 1,600. It's got to be pretty tight in that.
I'm sorry, we didn't
those
get it up
rankings
just
anyway.
That's okay. Yeah, so like I said, I have no notes. I don't need notes for this pick. But I will say William Mann had 4 first half touchdowns last week.
He looked scary in the first half
4.
It was 4.
3
wasn't it?
passing,
3 passing,
and a
1
rushing.
rushing. Yeah.
on the QB snake, if I believe, right?
William had a fantastic game, absolutely throwing dimes out there.
Yeah.
He looked
Very
he looked
fun to
great.
watch.
And
Very fun
so-
to watch.
When you have a team that's talking trash, you can throw it, you can run it. They can't get yards. I don't know what you're really going to do to stop that. So Elkmont's definitely not the Panther killer, as I would say. They are not the answer. So Mars Hill, 50 plus.
I'm gonna have to agree with you. I mean, we came off of a huge homecoming win last week. Had a great week with homecoming. Everything that happens in homecoming. But Mars Hill's history. This is a post in the Times this week. In Mars Hill, we have played 130 total varsity games.
Mhm.
130 ever. 40 times we've scored 50 points. That's domination. 50 points
It's a
over
good
40
stat.
times.
I will say, and those
Great stat.
Almost a third of our games we scored 50 points. That's ridiculous. Two of those coming in a state championship game.
Mhm.
Which that's a side point. That just proves the domination. Coach Higgins is the Coach Higgins era is just unbelievable. Love that guy. But I am gonna take Marcel Elkmont. There's nothing they can do to stop us. We can give the ball to Caden, we'll score. We'll give the ball to Penn, we'll score. We'll throw the ball, we'll score. Isaiah will score.
William will score
will score.
with his legs.
With his legs. If
Our
offense-
defense is going to
if the
score, I
offense
bet.
doesn't score, we'll score on defense.
Mhm.
We will figure this out, and it's not going to be hard. Panthers on top, over 50, getting their number 41 50-point game. Sorry,
Yep, tap.
So
that wasn't math.
I really don't have just a whole lot to say about this game, but Marcel's season high in points was against Sheffield, and that was 62-0. As we all know, we were at that game. I left at the end of the third. Elkmont hasn't, even though Elkmont is 2-4, they still haven't given up 50 points this season, which I would say for their defense is a win. But they did give up 50 points 2 times last year, and one of those times was when we beat them 76-0. Marcel beat Elkmont 76-0 last year.
Last year?
Yeah,
Was that at home?
yeah. I don't remember.
I'm
I was
sure.
not there then.
I don't
'Cause
remember.
If we played them there, it would have been a home last year. 76-0 is
I
76.
don't remember.
0 is
Must have played
horrendous.
well.
But I will say, shout out to Elkmont's defense. The rest of your team might be falling apart, but sounds like you're doing your job better than anybody else. But anyways, the last time Elkmont has had a winning season was in 2014, and winning is not in their DNA. That's
Alright.
Wow.
I mean, that's 10 years ago they
We
had
don't
a
like
winning
you.
season. So I hate to say it. Actually, I don't hate to say it at all.
That's right.
Elkmont's going to lose this game pretty big. They do need to improve here in the next few years, or I don't think anybody's going to want to play on their football team. Marcel on this game, big time Friday night.
So I also have Mars Hill with a twist.
Ooh,
I'm gonna say Elkmont holds them under 50 and
Ooh.
keeps the trend going.
okay.
Not to say Mars Hill doesn't score, 7 touchdowns. No wait, is that bad math? No, that's right math.
I don't
Yeah,
know math. bro.
7 touchdowns and 49 points. But
49.
I've got Mars Hill big, but I'm gonna say they keep it under 50.
Okay.
I don't like that pick.
And no, honestly, that's very good because for all we know, we might have 7 touchdowns in the first 1.5 quarters, and then put our junior high or JV.
We did that against Sheffield.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we did that against
Did
Sheffield.
we score in the second half at all against Sheffield?
No, we didn't. That's why it was horrendously boring.
Yeah, that's
It was bad. It was bad. Anyways, but yeah, I do like that take because there's a lot of things that could make that
I
happen.
heard the junior high might be making the trip, so that's why I'm making that pick.
Okay, I didn't even hear that, but that makes very good sense. Anyways, next game we're going to be going over is the Cherokee at Shoals Christian game. Now, Ashlin, if you want to, you can start us off, or you can go
Don't
last,
say
whichever
too
one.
much.
Don't yeah, that's
Yeah,
the that's
I'm
our
not
big.
gonna say too much.
Whatever.
I don't
you're
want
going
Coach
to
Vic to,
say.
kill you.
I can see Coach Vic through the camera peering at me, but obviously I'm gonna go Shoals Christian. I like the game plan he's put together, and the Instagram banter from Cherokee has been noted.
Oh wow!
I'll have to do my research on that.
Yeah,
like to see
so I've got the flame, and it's senior night, so
Oh,
Senior night.
I didn't even know that.
How many seniors do you have?
You want me to
we
follow?
have 4.
Sam, you're more than
Four.
welcome to
I'm
get
gonna
it.
tell.
Is that all you'd like to say as of right now?
Yeah, I'll leave it at that.
Okay. All right.
I
I
like
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 it.
that. You know, I didn't know about that Instagram banter. You know,
I didn't.
we didn't take that lightly
Lightly.
last week.
Against Rogers.
Against I don't think y'all take it either. I got Shoals Christian.
Appreciate it, Sam.
Bridge. I love you, brother. I really do. I just and I hate to do this, man. I hate to do this. I really do, man. Cherokee has not looked bad at all this year, and I'm gonna leave it at that. Bridge, I love you, but I'm gonna have to take Cherokee.
Noted. So see that.
Wow, Bo, way to be nice.
That might have been what I needed, Bo. Thank you.
Bo's a hater. Get out, Bo. I'm so sorry, Bridge. Anyway, put it together, buddy.
Wow. I'm going Shoals Christian, baby. Give me the flame. The I think what is the mascot for Cherokee? I'm trying to
Indians.
Indians. I think the Indians are going to bring a little water fluid with them, and I think they're
I didn't
going
see
to.
that.
Yeah, yeah.
Let me see.
What is it?
It's a picture of us holding the state championship trophy and then dumpster garbage.
Yeah.
Expectation versus reality.
Anyways, I think Shoals Christian is going to win. Y'all are 0-6 right now,
That is
and y'all are looking for that win. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are.
I hope you win.
Y'all
I
can-
really do.
Y'all can taste it at this point. Y'all are close. I think Cherokee, based off of the game, Marshall versus Rogers, I do think that teams don't take,
No,
talking
absolutely.
trash online lightly. I think that really, I'm shocked that we ended up playing a lot of our JV. I don't think junior high played that game, but a lot of our JV guys in the second half because of that reason. I'm shocked we did. We actually did. But I figured if I was a coach, honestly, I would play maybe all the varsity guys till maybe the third quarter to kind of run up that score, to kind of shut their mouths a little bit.
Is this at Shoals Christian?
It is.
It is.
Senior night.
It's at Shoals Christian. It's senior night. They're
Yeah,
gonna have
I
y'all are
missed
gonna have more fans than normal.
Yeah. If you don't want to make the drive to Elkmont,
I'm really thinking
I
about it.
would, but I'll be fresh off wisdom teeth.
Fresh out of wisdom.
Yeah, fresh off wisdom teeth. Certain.
Removal.
well, you'd
Removal.
be
He's not
fresh
getting
out
it.
Be fresh out of wisdom. They took 'em out.
Yeah, that one.
Anyway, Fridge, I am rooting for Shoals Christian. I think I've said that every week we've been on here. I am a big Shoals Christian fan. I love
You don't have to say anymore. You hate Ashlin and you hate.
I do not hate Ashlin.
Vic.
I
So
love
you
Ashlin.
don't have to say
And
anymore.
I love Coach Vic, and I love what they're doing at
Where's
Shoals
why I
Christian.
left?
Yeah, probably so. I heard he was a big time bully. Anyways,
I'm not a bully.
Shoals Christian is going to win this game. I feel very confident. I think y'all are going to have a lot more fans than you normally do with it being senior night. I think you'll have that drive. You know what I'm saying, to win this game.
The ingredients are there.
Like Ashlyn said, my enemy's enemy is my friend, and I don't know how to
Right.
correlate that into this point, but I'm just going to say
I
that.
just wanted to mention that.
And I think that
Who's your-
Cherokee is going to get their wind taken out of their cell by the flame who
Oh.
lights it on fire.
We don't like Cherokee, and Cherokee doesn't like Shoals Christian.
I wasn't even going to try to make it
Okay.
work, but I mean, I appreciate you,
Appreciate
dude.
that.
Proud of you, dude.
But anyways,
Gotta be nice.
I think Shoals Christian is going to win. Y'all are the underdogs in about everything right now. Y'all are wanting.
Whoa.
I mean,
Whoa.
I mean, are you going to disagree?
Home
with me?
field
You hate
advantage.
Fridge and you hate the Flames.
Analytics would say that.
And
Yeah.
Say,
I'm
they're
gonna
the
go ahead and tell
underdog.
you.
They're the
Home
underdog.
game. There's drive. Everybody wants to
I
see
didn't
it.
say they're going to lose. I think they're going to win this game. I do, but they are the underdog. I think everybody would know that.
They're the underdog.
Yeah,
And I
Just
think that-
just off record, but you can't look at record, especially in high school, because you got the Tanner upset, Sheffield upset.
Shoals Christian is winning this
There's
game.
a major upset
dude.
last week on Saturday, if I might add. That
Andy
Harrison,
and
who is gonna
Arkansas
grow?
and Arkansas
Kansas.
and Texas A&M beat Missouri.
I don't even want to talk about it.
It's gonna be a better week this week. All right, moving on.
All right, but yes, I love you and I love Coach Vic. Carter doesn't, and
I
think
love
Shoals
you
Christian
guys.
is gonna win.
Let's move on.
Anyways, next game that we're going to be talking about, and this is the final game. So after this, we'll have a little. If any of y'all want to add anything, then you're more than welcome to. But this is the last game we're going to be talking about, and this is the Deshler. Let's see if I can find it on here. It is the Brooks. Is Brooks at? No, Deshler is at Brooks. Deshler is at Brooks, and this is game of the week. So Sam, go ahead and take us away.
I mean, both these teams are. I mean, I would say pretty hot right now. Brooks 3-game winning streak. Deshler upset undefeated team. I mean, you know,
I'm
both
gonna
these
go. I'm gonna
teams-
go ahead and call next after Sam.
No,
Yes,
dude,
I'm
you didn't tell
calling-
me what I was gonna say.
I'm calling next pick after
Damn
Sam.
it.
You know,
You're smart.
both these teams, you know, they're really whoever wins this, I think is going to have a phenomenal rest of the season. You know, a lot of motivation, a lot of momentum. But, you know, also I'd like to point out Garrett Burrows, big
I was
game,
gonna say that.
big game last
Let me
week.
read his stats. I think he heard that we were wondering how he had not thrown a touchdown, and he did only throw one touchdown. But let me just read this off to you. This is Madden numbers, everyone.
Okay.
This is the numbers that when I get on Madden and I'm like mad, I'm trying to blow off some steam, and I just cook this team. This is what my quarterback does: 36 completions of
Okay.
44 completions. Somebody do the math. That's like what? Really good.
78%.
it's you.
You made that up, but that's probably close. I mean, that's really good.
I'd say
Really good completion
80
percentage.
something.
375 passing yards. I mean, where's that been all year? Why are they not letting this guy just stand in the pocket and sling the rock?
The number again.
36 completions, 44 attempts.
It's about
82%.
82%. Way to go, Greg.
Rounded.
And then he threw one touchdown, rushed for one, and 59 rushing yards. I mean,
It's a phenomenal game there.
he's really turned himself into quite the quarterback.
So Sam,
So back to my point, you know, 3-game win streak, quarterback plays getting better. Deshler upsets them at home.
actually, Deshler has a 4-game win streak.
I don't even know what I'm gonna do. I don't know.
Oh, I didn't know Deshler even had a win streak. I mean, I knew they beat.
They won last week.
I know they went.
That's a win streak, you big dummy.
Yeah, Sam,
Listen, I'm gonna clarify this because somebody texted me and told me I was being mean to Sam. We mess with Sam because we love Sam. Sam.
That's what you say, but I don't
No,
really
no,
know.
Really banter.
Sam does not take offense to it. Tell him you don't take offense to it.
I take offense to it pretty
Alright.
heavily. All right, Deshler upsets them at Brooks.
Okay, I called next, so I'm gonna go ahead and go next. And go ahead and get it out of the way. Sam, I'm right there with you. It's an upset from Deshler. I think Deshler's gonna win this game. They're coming off of a great win last week against Central out of an undefeated team. And that did a lot of damage to Central, like we talked about earlier. That knocked them out of the top 10. And I know Central is probably crying from that. But I do think they're going to come back, with their get back and all that kind of stuff. But I do think Deshler's going to win this game. Brooks hadn't had a shutout win since 2021 until their win over Danville last week. And that was 45-0, which doesn't say a lot. I mean, it's Danville. But anyways,
But the Lauderdale County win, that was a good win.
that was a good win.
Great win.
But last time, that's kind of crazy, though, because I feel like you hear of a lot more shutout wins than that. And their last one was 3 years ago, which is kind of shocking to me. But anyways, that's besides the point. I think Deshler's coming off of a very hot game last week. I think they're going to be pretty pumped up, and I think they're going to win this game. Deshler has won 4 straight, and those combined scores have been 144-35. So they've beat they've
I get what you're saying.
They beat those teams. What do you say?
They beat
Beat the dog out.
They beat those teams by a ton. 144-35 is a huge margin there, and that they beat those 4 teams with. And I think Deshler's going to win this game. Like I said, they're coming off of a very week, and I think they've got it in them.
I'm gonna go last.
Okay.
I don't know who I'm gonna pick.
Bold take, but I don't think Deshler is the underdog in this game.
Okay.
Coming off of a win to Central where you held that very good offense to 14 points.
Sure.
I like Deshler against Brooks. I like Coach Malone and his game plan. There are some weapons that Brooks has, namely Lucas Oakley on the defense. But I think, run it to the other side.
So, Deshler.
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 Go Tigers.
Oh boy.
Go Tigers.
I really don't know. I'm literally whoever wins, I'm not gonna be surprised.
14 holding Central to 14 points with that running back duo that they have.
I'd like to add
That's
that
very
because
impressive.
one of Brooks's, offensive, strategies is rushing a lot of the time, and I think if Deshler can hold the Central running back duo,
Then
they can probably hold the Brooks pretty good too.
Anybody.
But I know Brooks has got Garrett who can run. Their running back can
I know I
run.
did say the underdogs. I'm going for Deshler, but he makes a very good point. I really don't think they're the underdogs.
I think it's a very if we're looking at it spread wise, I think it's tiny.
That's what I'm thinking.
I think it is too, but I
4.5.
think the at-home advantage is that. I mean,
It's
that's
at
huge.
Deshler.
It is.
At
It's
Brooks.
At Brooks.
It's at Brooks.
That's why I said Deshler is the underdog.
And we all know that
'cause it's at
Brooks' student section and their fans really do come out to the games. I mean, they are pretty wild normally, I think.
And feeding off that, I've done well on the game of the week pick.
Okay.
I've done well.
So what's your pick?
I am going to go with the
flip.
Brooks.
Oh wow!
I'm going with the Brooks lines, man. Garrett showed that he has potentially the best quarterback in the area. He had a great game last week. And I think they're going to feed off that. And I think home field advantage means more in high school football than people think it does.
Oh, of course.
That's a huge thing. And everybody in Killen goes to Brooks or goes for Brooks, literally other than like me. So they're all going to go to this game. They're all going to cheer. They all know that this is a big, huge game in the region. Brooks doesn't need to take another loss in the region or they'll be 3-3. They need this win more than Deshler needs this win. Deshler would go to 3-2 if they lose.
Brooks will be 4-3 if they lose this game.
I'm talking about in region. They will be.
Oh yeah, you're
they'll
exactly
be
right.
3-3. They need to stay
3-3.
over 500 in there because, like we talked about earlier, this region is packed. Central,
Very good region.
Central, good team. Brooks, good team. Deshler, good team. Every game counts. And I think that this game means so much to Brooks's for the rest of the season. This game could be the difference maker between a playoff berth and no playoff berth at all. So I am gonna take Brooks, and I don't know, dude. Something's telling me Brooks is gonna just.
Now I know
I've got Brooks big, not big.
Whoa.
2 touchdowns.
Now I know I
Maybe
picked
3.
Central. I know I picked Central, but I don't think it's going to be a blowout of a game.
No.
I don't think it's going to be. I think it's going to be, if it's over a 14-point win, I would be shocked. Honestly, I was thinking about saying 7-10.
I don't think 50 points are scored in this game.
I don't either. I think defense is really going to show out.
Yes.
But I do think Deshler's going to win this game, and I'm going to go ahead and say this. Their win to Central really shocked me, and I do think that if Deshler hadn't beat Central last week, I probably would be picking Brooks.
I would too.
Agreed.
But I think Deshler.
Let me see. Who is Deshler playing?
I think Deshler's
Last
been
few
playing.
games. Deshler won a
28-21. They lost.
Deshler won a close game against Colbert County 2 weeks ago, and then a close game at Central.
The last 2 games that Deshler has played have been within 7 points.
Decided with one. I mean, at the end of the day, it's decided between one play.
But that was Central, and I'm just going to go ahead and leave it at this. I think it's going to be a close game. I think it's definitely going to be within a 14-point win, if not a lot less than that. I could see it being a very, very tight game. But I think Deshler's going to win. They shocked me with their win against Central, and I'm sticking with Deshler.
I have to make it different, and I'm not only saying Brooks. to be different. I truly do think Brooks is going to come out with a win. You know,
They have the
Cash
same.
Crumpton and Slade I don't even know how to say his name. Dude named Slade from Brooks. Him and Cash, great receiving duo. Cash with 28 receptions, Slade with 22 receptions. So they're getting about the same amount of catches, only a 3-yard difference. Slade has literally 3 more yards than Cash, and they both have a touch. Cash has a touchdown. Slade does not have a touchdown. I just think that they're going to feed off of this the passing game that they showed they can have, despite being against Danville, 375 passing yards. It's not an easy thing to do against anybody by any means. So I do think that they're going to feed off of that. We haven't talked about the guy a lot. We've talked about his name because it's a cool name, Speedy Coffee. 6 yards a
It's a great
carry,
game.
50,
very cool.
51 carries, 6.5 yards per carry. I mean, and just right at 4 touchdowns. And then Garrett.
Your mom.
Yeah, I saw that.
Commented.
Garrett quarterback runs 68 carries. They trust the ball in Garrett's hand. And if you just read what the coach said about Garrett early on this week after he won player of the week, they put a lot of trust in this guy. I mean, letting your quarterback run the ball 68 times, he has 13 rushing touchdowns.
Yeesh.
13. I mean,
It's a lot.
he's second in the area, only behind Cam. I mean, I've got Brooks. I can't pick against Brooks after that.
Now I will say,
But we know that Dessler's defense is really showing up.
They are.
yeah,
Like we said, they held that running back duo against Central last week.
that was going to be my next point. The common opponent there is Central, who Brooks lost to, and who Deshler beat. And
We haven't even brought that up. I'm glad you said that. Brooks
Can't
did
believe
lose
that.
to Central.
Yeah.
What was the score of that game?
I think it was kind of close.
They lost 28-24. It was very
That's close.
4
But
points.
they did lose.
This area is literally decided by 5 points. I mean,
it's a very
is the
packed
difference.
area.
Pac-12.
Pac-12, baby.
But
It's a big. I mean, this is a big area, and I think this is going to be a huge game. This might be one of the biggest game of the weeks we've had thus far on game day. So I'm excited
Yeah.
to
So
see it.
wrapping it up, I want to go and say Deshler, Brooks,
Deshler.
Deshler.
Had
We'll
to be
remember
there.
that for next week. That is the last game that we are going to be going over. Do y'all have anything else to say? Anything to close it
Yeah.
up?
I mean, I just gave William that shout out for that big first half against Rogers.
He had a great first half.
Uh,
4 touchdowns.
that's about all I got. And then mention, Deshler's running back, Q Harden. I think he's pretty
Mhm.
good. I don't know a ton about him, but
Uh-huh.
it seems like Deshler's pretty balanced in the running and pass game. I think they're, as Brooks is more rushing game, I think Deshler's, you never really know with Deshler.
Mhm.
And I'm going to clarify one thing because some of my buddies at school were giving me a hard time saying that I said that Central had the best running back duo in the state, which I just absolutely never said that. And stats do not lie. Our running back duo is significantly better than theirs. 10 touchdowns from Penn, and 10 touchdowns from Caden.
Yes, but I do think Central's running back duo is one of the best in the area.
I would say
I would say
they're one of the best.
Well, I mean, you don't really hear about a ton of running back duos.
Yeah.
I would say they're one of the best, but I do not think they are.
No, I think we have the best running back duo, and I don't think it's close. And I mean, I'd say they're next, but nobody else in the area runs with more than.
And honestly,
one
we're
running back.
we're really splitting it almost 3 ways.
We are splitting it 3 ways.
So, but anyways, yes, I do think those are 2 great running back duo. You could say trio from 2 different teams, but I do think that they're not the best, but they're one of the best. But Central is looking pretty good. Anyways, any closing remarks at all? Ashlin, we appreciate you being on.
Yes,
We
sir.
appreciate
Yes,
your
sir.
time. This is pretty cool. We like having guys on that kind of have a lot of insight. That have played against people that, of course, we haven't played against. So that helps out a lot. Also, before we close, I want to say please continue to pray for the Hardnet family. I know they've been going through a really, really hard time right now, and that they are not necessarily worried about their season as of right now. I think they're really just worried about I think number 11, is that his name?
Christian, yes.
Christian. So but yeah, please continue to keep that family and that team in your prayers. And that's really about all I got. We appreciate you tuning in. If you don't care, please share, like, comment, follow.
I did forget to add something. I'm gonna say this. I posted on the Instagram story a poll. The poll has Deshler, 22 votes for Deshler, 10 votes for Brooks. So 69% voted for Deshler, 31 for Brooks. Just wanted to add that. I'll take the under.
Anyways,
Like the underdog.
but please share, like, comment, turn that notification bell on, and please send this out to as many people as you can. That would be very much appreciated. And please tune back in with us next Thursday at 7 o'clock. We will be live. Hopefully here soon we'll be able to go live on our own Instagram, North Alabama Instagram. But right now we're kind of having a hard time with that, and hopefully we'll be able to go live on YouTube next time as well. This video will be uploaded to YouTube, though, after the show. Anyways, we appreciate you tuning in, and tune back in with us next week at 7 o'clock.
Go Flame.